Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Blend and I'm about to bring you an amazing topic. Oh, it's not amazing, it's sad because it's a topic on Kenyans that have been sentenced to death in Saudi Arabia, or Kenyans that have been hanged in Saudi Arabia, or Kenyans that are still on death row in Saudi Arabia. Okay, so for the record, you should know that Saudi Arabia is the home to Islam, is the birthplace of Islam and home to the Kaaba. I don't know if that is the right way to pronounce it, but it is the birthplace of Islam. So, and the rules are very strict because religion goes hand in hand with politics, and that means anything that is against the religion is against the law. Okay, and okay, again, Saudi Arabia, we have you should know that Saudi Arabia is among the world's most deadly executioners. Okay, Saudi Arabia is a country among the world's most deadly executioners, and that's why you need to be careful when you travel there for work, for touring, for anything. Okay, because you might do something that seems normal in our countries, but in Saudi Arabia it's a crime that might you know lead to your death. So sorry. So today we are going to look at some of Kenyans that have been executed already, or and others that are still on death row in Saudi Arabia. And we are going to start with Geoffrey Gure. That is a guy. Okay, so Geoffrey Gure was a guy from Kenya that was working in Saudi Arabia. He worked for 4 years, yeah, and after 4 years he went home for vacation. He went back to Kenya for vacation, spent time with his family, then returned back to Saudi Arabia to continue with his work, and when he went back he was arrested after a few days. And the reason why he was arrested is because he committed a crime before going for his vacation. So when he came back from his vacation, he was arrested because of a crime that he had committed before going for vacation. And when he was arrested, he was taken to the court, he was tried and found guilty. And for the record, he did not disclose the crime that he committed. He was given permission to call his family and inform them that he was going to be hanged. Okay, and I don't know if he disclosed the crime he committed to his family or he kept it as a secret. I don't know. So Geoffrey Gure was given permission to call his family and let them know that he was not going to go back home, he was not going to continue working, and he was going to be hanged in Saudi Arabia. Okay, and he was hanged, he died, he was killed. And I don't know, sometimes I feel sorry when someone faces death sentence, because sometimes they might be innocent. It happens. I don't know if you have seen people that have been sentenced to death or sentenced to life in prison, and after a long time of serving their sentence they are found innocent. Okay, so it scares me when someone is tried and sentenced to death and hanged, because sometimes they might be innocent and no one knows. But anyway, we don't know what he did, but Geoffrey Gure was sentenced to death and he was hanged and taken back. His body was taken back to Kenya and he was buried, and it must be sad for the family. May his soul rest in peace. Okay, so that's what happened to Geoffrey Gure. And before coming to Saudi Arabia, you should know that death sentence is very normal, and you can be killed by, you know, some of the crimes that is they sentence people to death are like rape, murder, drug trafficking, what else is, you know, terrorism. Okay, anything to do with terrorism, you might, you know, be sentenced to death. Murder, killing someone else, and drugs. And that is something that most people find normal, because, you know, we live in free countries, so we don't see drugs as an issue. And I want to tell you that which you see like a small issue can land you to death in Saudi Arabia. So let's go to the next you know, group that was sentenced to death. Okay, we have three people. We have three people, like they were, it's a love triangle. We have Sheila, we have Jamal, and Mercy. Okay, they were three. It's a love triangle, I guess. So Jamal was dating with Sheila in Saudi Arabia. The three of them were Kenyan workers in Saudi Arabia. So Jamal was dating with Sheila. They were in love with Sheila, and Jamal found a side chick, if that is the right way to say it, who was Mercy. And he was dating Mercy without Sheila's knowledge. In short, Jamal was cheating on Sheila with Mercy. And one time, Sheila, you know, as usual, women will always find out. Sheila found out that Jamal was cheating on her with Mercy, and she kept quiet. She did not let Jamal know that she knew about his affair with Mercy, and she kept maybe stalking or following on what was happening. So there was this one time that Jamal went to the bathroom at night. I think it was at night. He went to the bathroom to take shower, and Sheila took his phone, found out that Jamal was going to meet with Mercy. Okay, there was the conversation about their meeting. So she realized, okay, so today, now he's taking shower, he's going to meet with Mercy. And she pretended that she did not know that they were going to meet. So when Jamal finished, you know, shower, prepared himself, and went outside, Sheila followed them. I don't know if Sheila bought acid before, or she bought the same day or night, I don't know, but she had acid. She followed Jamal going to meet with Mercy and followed them to where they were, according to what I heard. So he found them, you know, he caught them now, the two of them, and poured acid on them. Okay, she poured acid on Mercy's face, hands, stomach, and her private parts, and she was really, really injured. Her condition was not so good. She was in a critical condition. That was acid. Jamal sustained injuries as well. They were both taken to hospital. Jamal survived. Mercy died. And for that reason, Jamal got 10 years in prison. Can you imagine this? You left your family to go to Saudi Arabia to work, and Jamal might have had a wife and kids back in Kenya or something, I don't know, but can you imagine leaving your family, even if it's not your wife and kids, leaving your parents or siblings to come and work here, only for you to stay in prison for 10 good years? Okay, so Jamal got his 10 years in prison. Mercy died she succumbed to her injuries. Sheila was sentenced to death. She killed someone, okay? And, you know, I don't understand why you have to kill someone just because you found out that she was, you know, playing around with your man, especially in Saudi Arabia. I mean, you travel to work there, you said that you are single, and you know that in Saudi Arabia, some of some things are prohibited, like you're not supposed to, you know, show these things in public to begin with. Like there are things that are strictly forbidden in Saudi Arabia, things that we find normal, like holding hands in Saudi Arabia is not allowed as long as you're not married. So that is a crime to begin with, holding hands in public, kissing in public, hugging in public, things to, you know, displaying those kind of things in public is highly prohibited in Saudi Arabia. And for us, we are going to an extent of killing someone because of, you know, a boyfriend in Saudi Arabia. That is way too much, and that is tarnishing our image, because now you killed someone. What do you think is going to happen to you? What do you think is gonna happen? Because if holding hands in public is not allowed, as long as you're not, you know, married, if hugging someone in public is not allowed, what do you think will happen to you if you kill someone because of an haram relationship? That relationship is not allowed and you've killed someone because of it. What do you think will happen to you? So Sheila might have been hanged already, I think, because in Saudi Arabia you don't stay on death row for long, and that case happened, I think, last year or something. I don't know, I don't remember. But Sheila, it's either she was put in on death row. I don't know if she has been hanged already or she's still waiting, but that's what happened. Okay, then another group that, you know, is waiting for death sentence in Saudi Arabia is a group that killed a Sudan guy. I spoke about those ladies in my previous, you know, post. Is it? Yeah, I spoke about them. There were 4 ladies, 2 Kalenjin women, 1 Kikuyu, 1 Luo. They killed a Sudan man, and I believe it was about, you know, prostitution, because this guy was, you know, in their house, of course, and in Saudi Arabia, as a man, you should not be in a house full of women, and, you know, you're not married or something. So they beat him. I believe they killed him. Some groups say that he was not killed, he did not die. But when you listen to what is happening in that video, when you watch the video, it's in TikTok, it's a very disturbing video. And TikTok, you can search it and see 4 Kenyan ladies killed a Sudan guy. Some people are saying it was Saudi man, but it's not Saudi man, it's a Sudan guy. Africans killing their fellow Africans in foreign land. Okay, and what was the reason? Okay, you know the reason behind this. So this is what happened. They beat this guy, and this guy really cried for his life. He begged them. Okay, I don't know which kind of humans they were, because at least they could have listened to him. And you know, they really have no brains to some extent, because they thought that they will get away with the crime. You know how they beat this man, they cut his private parts, they injured him to an extent that even if he survived, he will never be in a good shape in his life, you know. But I believe he died. I don't think he survived. Okay, then this is what they did when he was like, they were asking him if he is a black Saudi. You know, in the video you can hear a lady saying, "Are you a black Saudi?" He said, no, I'm from Sudan. You know, I feel so sorry for this guy, because he left his family in Sudan, or maybe his family is here in Saudi Arabia, because we have a lot of Sudanese here. Like, you know, there are so many, and they come with their families. We have so many Sudan families here, so his family might be here. Okay, so he was begging them to forgive him, and they did not even listen for a bit. And this is what they thought they're gonna do to get away with the crime. Like, they took his mobile and, you know, smashed it. I don't know, they thought that by doing this they'll get away with the crimes. they forgot that their fingerprints are on him, because they are hitting him with their hands. They are using their bare hands to cut, to do everything they did. Their hands were bare, like they did not wear gloves or something, and they're thinking that by destroying his mobile will save them from being caught. Okay. And another thing you should know is that when you're coming here, your fingerprints are on the computer, in the computer. I don't know, English is not my, so your fingerprints are there, and if you commit any crime, your fingerprints will be taken and they will match with the ones that your identity will be revealed. So they thought that they will hide themselves by destroying his mobile, but they were caught and they were sentenced to death. They are waiting, or I think they have already been hanged. 4 ladies from Kenya. Okay. And okay, let's go to the next group. Okay, for those who don't understand what it's called Black Saudi, in Saudi Arabia we have black people that are from here, like they look like Africans, some Saudis, they are dark, their skin tone is dark. I don't know if you have seen those Somali people that are normally dark, that kind of dark. Okay, that kind of skin tone, we have them here, and we have others that are look exactly like us except the hair. I've seen them, and some of them are so nice. Okay, so we have those black Saudis, and we also have people that have moved from their own countries. We have people that are born and raised here, but they don't belong here. They're Africans. They're also referred to as black Saudis. Okay. Maybe their parents relocated, they came here a long time ago, and maybe they were working here, and they had babies here. So those babies are normally referred to as black Saudis. Okay, because they're born and raised here. Everything they do is according to the Saudi law and everything. So those are black Saudis. Okay. And yeah, that they were asking him if you're black Saudi, and he said no, I'm from Sudan, and things like this. Okay, the next group, the next lady that is on death row for murder is Saumu. I spoke about her in my previous video. Saumu killed Winnie. There was this lady, they were 2 ladies in love, and I don't know, love gone sour or something. So she killed her by the roadside. She hit her head on the road and she died. Okay, the lady that I told you that she said she did not know that she killed Winnie, she was not aware that she killed her. She thought that she was just unconscious, but she actually killed her. So Saumu is now on death row in Saudi Arabia, and recently there were a group of ladies that was arrested in connection with the death of Winnie. I don't know if they are also going to be put on death row, or they are going to just serve time in prison, because there was someone recording, and it was not someone else, it was a Kenyan woman. They were Kenyans. So some ladies have been also arrested in connection with the death of Winnie. And Saumu is on death row, of course, because she killed Winnie, whether by accident or she knew what she was doing, but she is on death row. Okay, let's go to the last group. This is a new one. It happened just, I think, 2 days ago or something. We have this group of 5 Kenyan ladies that were doing, their thing, of course, prostitution, and they ended up getting gonorrhea. My goodness, God forbid. Gonorrhea is an STI. I don't know if that is the way it's pronounced, but they got gonorrhea, an STI. And one lady died because of the disease. She died, and 4 remained. Those 4 ladies, realized that 2 men had gonorrhea. 2 men that they had been involved with had gonorrhea. One is African, another one is Asian. I don't want to specify on their countries because I'm not so sure, but one is black man, is he is an African and the other one is an Asian. So those 4 ladies decided to kill, you know, the men because, you know, they you know, they transmitted gonorrhea. Okay, so they sent one as a trap. They sent one lady, you know, the way they chat online looking for those men who buy sex. So they realized that 2 men had gonorrhea and they sent one lady to the Asian. One guy is Asian. They sent her to go to him as usual for business so that they can catch the guy. So this lady talked to him via mobile, where are we going to meet, you know, things like those. So the plan was all set. They went to meet, but the guy did not know that the lady was not alone. You know, the guy knew that it was just as usual, the usual thing they do when they meet and everything. But that day it was not as usual. So the ladies followed the other lady, of course, or maybe she sent them the location of where they were. And when they got there, what they did to this guy is so inhuman. They cut his private parts, put them aside, and they slashed his face, so inhuman. And of course, what they did is not going to be serving time in prison. That is straight being hanged or beheaded, or, you know, killed by the firing squad or something. But it's a death sentence, because I don't know if this guy survived, because of course, if someone is, it's like slaughtering someone. If you cut someone's a part of body, if you cut them and they bleed too much, it's a punishment. So it's not like you're cutting them and rushing them to a hospital. No, it's like, you know, making them suffer. So I don't know if this guy is going to survive or not. I'm hoping that he is going to survive. But they cut his private parts, put them aside, and slashed his face. I don't want to imagine. And I don't know why are you doing all this? And you can hear a lady speaking in the background in that video, someone saying the way she has suffered, you know, because, you know, she's a dalala. A dalala is that lady that gets a house. I will explain later in another video. She will get a house and she will start hosting women. She will look for jobs for them, either housemaid jobs or cleaner jobs, or she's going, it would depend. I say those kind of houses are different. You find that there's a house for housemaids, there's a house for those that are doing prostitution. So that house was for prostitution. And this, you can hear this lady, sometimes they will sacrifice for the rest of the ladies. They will sacrifice to some extent. If they get caught by the police, they might be deported, or they will get out of the police, you know, they will get out of the police station by offering something, you know. Some don't even make it to police station, they just do it on the way, and halas, they are released and they will go back to, you know, the normal thing. So one lady was saying, have even been, my private parts are, oh my goodness, oh God forbid, God forgive us, my private parts are even tired of this, and someone is trying to play with me. Like, she was complaining and saying how much she has sacrificed to the extent of sleeping with you know, the police, and, you know, things like this. That is what she was saying. And, you know, she was so angry with the guy, and that's what happened to the guy. And of course, those ladies are going to be put on death row. And fellow Kenyans, you will still never really stop tarnishing our names. Just every day we are crying. Our sisters are suffering because of people that have committed crimes. They are getting punished while they are innocent. Because when they see these things in social media, their hate for Kenyans is growing. And you find that an innocent Kenyan is suffering because of something that has been committed by another person. Like, when they look at you, they feel like, how Kenyans are trash. Like, they kill each other, they're so inhuman. So they are going to treat us in a bad way. So you find that someone is suffering somewhere because of a crime that is that has been committed by someone else that who doesn't care or something. I don't know why people are committing these crimes. I think some people have been traumatized, or they're just naturally evil. And can you imagine people like us who who keep, you know, who depend on these kind of jobs to survive? Like, we are not trusted anymore, and they don't want us anymore. And as Kenyans, we are judged the same, whether you have committed a crime, whether you're working genuinely, or you're doing the same thing. They're not, we have no difference, because we are the same. Like, they take us as you are all evil. Okay, so it's very sad, the things that Kenyans are doing now in foreign countries. And okay, that is the end of our video for today. And let me know what you think in the comment section. Watch, like, subscribe, share, and you will have, you know, supported me in one way or another. So bye for now. See you in the next video. Bye.